What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the tribe. I'm Jvstyce, and today I got a fun one for you. Last time I showed you how to get through the Yamrine dungeon in New World. Today, let me show you my build and what to look for if you want to go the tank route, and the different builds that you can work with to go this route. I hope you enjoy the video, say something nice to someone today, and make sure to like and subscribe. Peace and love. Hey guys, so here's a look into what I'm doing with my current tank build. I'm going a non-traditional tank by being able to tank and DPS at the same time. This lets me slip in and out of roles when I'm running with a group that may need one or the other build. So this is what I'm running, and I'll show you how to as well, is how to build a dedicated tank with all the tankiness that you are looking for. First, I'll start with my attribute points. Here you'll notice that I have 95 points in the strength and 58 in the constitution. I have almost the same points into the different attributes, but my items boost up my strength a lot. And for me, having the strength here lets me hit really hard, and I use the damage done plus a special gem to allow me to be a tank. So far, what I've noticed, whoever does the most amount of damage or ability damage will be focused or aggroed, and this helps me do that. Dexterity, intelligence, and focus isn't really necessary for a tank build, and depending on the type of DPS that you want to run, like a musket, hatchet, bow and arrow, or even the ice gauntlets, you won't need anything but strength and constitution. You can see the two weapons I use here as well, and the gem I was talking about earlier. You'll also see the max health and mana regeneration rate right here. My great axe has great damage and my abilities with it are amazing. You can see that I also get attribute buffs, which is what I was talking about from my weapon and item buffs earlier. My axe is used to draw in enemies and keep them focused on me. And my warhammer is used to stun, and if overwhelmed, I can clear enemies away instantly. Now, a true tank, however, will have all the constitution tribute fully filled, or at least working towards that. This way you have as much health as possible and can take hits from anything. Once you get your constitution maxed out, I'd start filling up the strength immediately, if you haven't already started putting some points there. Now, there are a few different tank builds, and I'll be covering battle axe and sword and shield. These are the two main builds that you'll see, and I'll show you which weapon abilities you'll want, as well as more in-depth on the gem that I keep referencing is really important. I want to thank my friend Roar really quick for explaining this one to me so I can tell you all about it. The sword and shield are the very first weapons you'll get in New World, which means you can start stacking mastery points and attributes pretty much right away. The defender tree is a good place to start for the sword. You should pick up shield bash and Defiant Stance in this mastery tree, and then opt for the Whirling Blade mastery from the sword mastery tree. Both the Shield Bash and Defiant Stance active skills are impacted by Taunt Gems or Carnelian Gems. They're orange gems that you can slot into gem slots on your weapons and armor. They'll drag pretty much all the aggro towards you during your expeditions, and this is important as part of a tank. You want all the aggro. Pick up the majority of the passives from the defender tree, including valuable assets like recuperation, increases income and healing by 10%, ideal if you're running with a dedicated healer, and one with the shield, which reduces shield cooldowns by a small amount each time you block an attack. And the great axe is a slow two-handed weapon with two primary uses, and we'll go over those here in a second. Just show you all these passives that you want to try and pick up. As well as make sure you level up these skills all the way into their trees. And that's it for the sword. Now, like I said, the two main uses for the great axe: tank build, pure DPS. And this build's all about serious sustainability. It steers heavily into the Reaper tree. Picking up Reap is the main active skill, and the pass is Feed and critical gains to provide extra health regeneration. Now, the Great Axe scales with strength, so you want to try and max out attribute points in that tree, and works best with the heavy armor for a tank build. Here's a rundown of the mastery trees. Active skills, Reaper, Charge, and Maelstrom. Provides a good balance of tank play and DPS, plus a bit of mobility from Charge. I don't use Charge in my builds. I like to use Whirlwind instead of Charge. This lets me do a bit more damage and pull aggro a little bit better. I like to stay right in the middle of battle. Reaper's fantastic Great Axe skill for a tank build, mostly because it's a taunt gem compatible, so that Carnelian gem, you want to use Reaper, it'll pull the enemies closer to you, give them space for your other roles, healer and DPS, to carry on doing what they do best. The Hunger passive will restore 30% of the damage you do as health, so it also provides great sustain. Or feed. Charge is a mobility needed for any tank. Charge is a great engage skill, as well as one you can use to escape. You can't be interrupted while using this skill, and like I said, I just don't personally use it. I don't really have a need to use it for my build because I'm doing tank DPS, but if you want to do full tank and you want to get in and get out, this is a great ability to use. Maelstrom is a great all-around ability that pulls enemies towards you and deals damage. So you can also use this with your Carnelian gem to pull aggro, because this will pull the enemies towards you. In terms of passives, you want to pick up both Feed and critical gains for sustain, as well as the Executioner's Speed passive to grant you a speed boost after successful. Alright guys, that's it for today's builds. I hope you enjoyed the videos and the builds. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any other builds or any other general information videos.